So just kind of like basically like your name, where you were born. Just gotta say yourself. What's your name?
I was born at home.
Okay. Oh, cool.
In the middle of a blizzard. So the doctor couldn't make it, so they had to go get the midwife.
Okay.
And she came over and delivered me.
Okay. That's kind of cool. Was it in Minnesota or?
Yes, in Queen City, Minnesota, up by Alexandria.
Okay.
Big town of maybe 50 people.
Yeah, we were talking about that at dinner. With the hotel with like how many rooms in it?
Yeah. It was just, at one time it was a pretty thriving town, but it's going downhill.
Do you still talk to anybody from that town? Or?
Oh yes. My niece lives near there.
Okay.
And that's about all. Yeah, the mom's gone.
So what were your parents' names?
Mildred, Caroline, Joan, Eugenius. And Dad was Samuel Reuben Eugene, but he never used the Samuel.
So he went by Reuben, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I think I've seen pictures of Mildred when Dylan was born, because I was skating all the pictures from the wedding, and I saw a couple of her.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
Because Dad died in 73.
And then, do you have any siblings? Like, what are their names?
Yes. My sister, Barbara Jean. Teague was her married name. She was 4 years older than me, and she died in November of 93. She was born in 31. She died in 93, very unexpectedly.
Yeah.
She was 4 years older than me.
Yeah, so it's still really young.
And then I was the next one, and then I had brother Terry, that was born on February 12th of 39, and he also passed away in November at age 62.
It's so young. Like, was there a reason, or?
He had a very rapid liver cancer.
Okay.
That's what they said in Rochester. They flew him from Anchorage, Alaska down to Rochester. And it was about 11 days from diagnosis to death.
Oh my gosh, that's scary.
And my youngest brother is Dwight Stewart. He was ordained now a couple of years ago. So I told him we have to call him Reverend Dwight Stewart Eugenius Esquire, because he's also a lawyer.
Oh, that's cool. Did I meet him? I feel like I did.
I think you did.
At Lynn's funeral?
Yep.
Was he like a lot younger or not? Or is he, how old is he, you said?
He is, okay, he was born in 42.
Okay.
So he is 70.
Yeah, I think I met him.
77. Real thick silver white hair.
Yeah.
He was here at the house.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
I did meet him then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was the baby.
Oh. Was he treated differently because he was the baby?
Oh, he was treated very differently.
I feel like that happens for a lot of people. Like I'm the oldest, so like I see how my mom treats the younger ones. I'm like, I didn't get away with that.
Right.
So.
Well, that's the same way with Dwight. I mean, he never got a spanking.
Yeah.
He was never disciplined.
Yeah. And then, so where did you, like, what was the name of the school you went to?
Alexandria, I think Jefferson High School in Alec.
What was like your graduating class number, do you remember?
I think it was 195 in our graduating class.
That's bigger than I thought it would be.
Because see, we went to the country school,
Yeah.
1st through 8th, and then we went into Alec for 9th grade, and then our 8th grade class, there were 8 of us, and we went into Alec, and here there was a class of almost 200.
That's a big change.
Quite an adjustment for all of us. In fact, we're having our 65th class reunion in August.
You guys still do it? That's awesome.
Yep. They say this is going to be the last planned one.
Yeah.
But I know some of them that are still kind of clicky.
Yeah.
They'll get some going.
See, I don't really talk to anybody. I actually just got the email for my 10-year, and I was like, it doesn't feel like it's been that long, but it has.
Yeah.
I'm almost 30.
Well, it doesn't seem like we should be gone out of high school 65 years.
For sure. That's cool that you guys still like do that though. I don't think most people do. I feel like they do the 10-year and then like the 20-year and then.
Well, they've been doing it every 5 years for quite a while. And one guy says, I don't think we should have any more after this one. He said, do you realize we're all going to be pushing 90? So that's why we're having a big one this year.
But that's cool though that like you guys still could, I guess it's because you were like a smaller town, or I guess your high school was it?
Alex is a good sized town.
Yeah. So what was your favorite subject in school?
Math.
Math?
I love working with numbers.
Is it more like the algebra or the trig or just like...
I took algebra, but that was the highest I went in math.
Me too. That was my favorite one.
Yeah.
It's like a puzzle you need to solve. It's like, yeah.
Right.
And then, did you go to college?
I went to medical technology, doing blood counts and stuff like that.
I wrote these out of order since we're trying to like look at them. And then what was it like growing up in your like small town? Or like what's the difference growing up then versus like how kids are growing up now?
Us kids would leave home in the morning and nobody checked on us until it was about supper time.
Yeah.
I mean, we would make our own fun. Even as high school students, we made our own fun. And it was a lot different.
People weren't worried as much back then too. Like, just like go play, get out of the house, kind of thing. And then, what was your first job then?
I'd say babysitting.
Okay.
And when I was 16, I went out to Connecticut and babysat 3 kids for Mom's cousin. Because he was in Korea teaching school and she was out in Connecticut and needed a babysitter, so I went out.
Nice. How much did you make an hour then? Do you remember?
Nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
No, I don't think I got paid anything.
Really?
Room and board. Well, she paid my train ticket out there and then back.
That's nice. At least you got the free travel. Is this like, I feel like this was a weird angle. Hold on. Because you're looking at me.
Oh,
Hold on. Record
it's
again.
easier for me to turn than.
Yeah, no, and that's because we're having a conversation, obviously. Yeah, look at me, but I just feel like it was getting the weird side of you, and that way I can kind of check on it. It's good, right? Yep. Okay. So then, what were your like favorite things to do as like a kid or teenager?
My cousin was 8 days older than me. She'd come and stay once in a while. We played paper dolls.
Oh, that's fun.
And we made our own paper dolls out of the Sears and Sears Roebuck and what was the other catalog? I can't think of it, but anyway, we cut out the bodies and clothes of different people in the catalog, and we'd play paper dolls most of the time.
That's actually smart to like use the catalogs to do that instead
And
of just
then
like.
we spent a lot of time swimming.
Was there like a pool where you lived, or was it just a lake?
Lake.
Lakes are
And
better.
we had to cut through some land to get there.
So it's like a little
But the
adventure.
people that owned it never said anything about it.
They usually don't rat on kids just having fun as long as there's no damage or anything. And then just going down the list. And then, so I don't really know much about this personally, so I kind of am interested to know. So you had Dean or the kids with Arvid, so can you kind of tell me, I don't know anything about him. So where did you guys meet and all that stuff?
He was in I suppose Vietnam War.
Okay.
He was a radio technician
Okay.
for their unit. And I know he was investigated by the FBI, and when they came to his hometown
Mhm.
to, start asking questions about it, everybody thought, oh, now what did he get into?
Right.
But I think I met him roller skating.
That's funny. That's how Joyce and Mel met. Was roller skating. That's
Yeah.
cute. So you were roller skating. Did he like come up to you, or do you remember like
I
how?
really don't.
You don't remember so long.
No, that's so long ago.
I know. Do you remember like the year kind of that happened ish? Like, remember what year it was?
Well, it must have been in 55,
Okay.
because we were married in 56.
Okay. Well, you got married kind of quick then.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a year. Do you remember? Did he propose, or do you remember how that kind of happened?
Not really.
Not
He just handed me the ring,
really.
and that was it.
That's cute though. So, but was it a surprise, or did you know
Yeah.
about it?
Kind of.
Yeah, it's cute. So then you were married in 66
56.
or 50. Sorry,
Yeah.
56. And then when were the kids? When did they come in?
Jill was born July 11th of 59, and Jill was born, or Susan was born in March of 61,
Mm-hmm.
and then Dean was born in June of 65.
Okay. So
No, 51, 53.
okay. So Dean was the baby then?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't know that. Okay. And then, so what, kind of back to the wedding, like what was your wedding like? Was it just like a simple ceremony, or did you do?
It was at the church,
Okay.
and I think Susan has the wedding picture album,
Okay. I actually want to see that.
and it was a small wedding.
Yeah.
And his mother was very religious, so there was nothing afterwards, no
Mhm.
dancing or anything
Well,
like
there
that.
wasn't. It's still kind of cool though.
So
Just was it? Do you remember what church it was at?
it was at the church in Home City,
Okay.
Trinity Lutheran.
Cool. I'd like to visit that place then. Be kind of cool. And then, how would you describe Arvid just like as a person? Like, was he kind of quiet? Was he romantic? Was
Very
he?
quiet,
Mhm.
nothing romantic about him.
Mhm.
And I know this one gal that I went to high school with, she and her husband came over one time when we lived in Brooklyn Center. And then I saw them later that year, and they said, well, where's Harvard? I said, we're not together anymore. She said, well, that's nice, because he made us feel like we were not welcome
Oh.
when they came to visit.
Okay.
And he was that way to most people.
So how did you guys just like divorce? Like what? You don't need to go into it, but like.
12 and a half years.
Mhm.
And we just had
Like
nothing in common anymore.
Yeah.
And it was just mutual.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to think of like what year was that about then? So how old were the kids?
Let's see, Dean was born in 63. It must be about 1970.
Okay. So they were a little older then.
Yeah, they were like 5, 7. And
Yeah,
9.
so they were like babies.
Yeah.
And then, when did you meet Len then?
Yeah, it wasn't until Halloween night of 1980.
Okay, so it was a ways or a good distance apart. Okay. And then.
Almost 15 years.
Yeah. So did you just like raise the kids kind of on your own then, or?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He never wanted to have the kids with him.
Oh, that's
He had unlimited visitation, but he never once used it.
I didn't know you raised him by yourself, and that's kind of, it's proud of you. And then, so you met Lynn then. Let's kind of go back to not our, but just like that age. Like, what were your 20s and 30s? Like, what did you do for fun? Or did you do anything for fun, or were you just raising the kids? Or
I was just raising the kids. But
where did you?
I like to go dancing as much as I could.
Did you? What kind of dancing was it
I
in that time?
Dance like it's mainly the slow dancing. You know, when you know who your partner is.
Yeah. Those are.
That's the kind of dancing I liked.
Okay. What was? Do you have like a favorite artist from like a singer from that time that you listened to a lot?
Jerry Vale.
I've never even heard of him.
Oh,
should
he's such a good singer.
Is he handsome?
Yes, I tell you. And just, and they said that when he was making a new record, he only had to do it once.
Really? So he's that
And it
good.
was good for publication.
Oh, that's cool. It's cool, like how just like it changes. Like I don't know who that is, but you probably don't know who mine was. Like it's crazy.
Well, I don't know any of the new so-called singers.
I don't either.
Well, so many of them are just making noise.
Yeah, it's just auto-tune now.
And I just, that's not music to me.
That's why we like America's Got Talent and like the singing shows, because it is just their raw voice. But then when they become famous, it's all auto-tune.
Right.
And it's like, what was the point of going on a singing show if you're gonna use auto-tune?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And then, so do you have just like a memory with each kid to kind of like tell them? So like your favorite-ish with Jill, Sue, and Dean?
Well, Jill was sick so much.
Oh, was she?
As a child, yeah. We did, it was, as a baby, about every 6 weeks I'd have to get her a bottle of acromycin because she'd have bronchial pneumonia.
Oh my gosh. Did they know why, or just?
Allergies.
Oh.
They did 148 allergy tests on her, and she did not react to 12.
Dang. Is that the one where they do it on your back and you
Yeah.
can kind of? I want to do that.
And one of the things I thought she would be allergic to would be wool, and it wasn't wool; it was cotton lint.
It's like clothes. Like.
Yeah, and back then, you know, we didn't have disposable diapers like they have now. And her blankets, everything like that was cotton.
So yeah, I did.
And she would get sick then. One time she ended up in the hospital with bronchial pneumonia. Oh, no, lobar pneumonia.
Okay.
And she was in the hospital for a week.
That's scary. How old was she then? Do you remember?
Oh,
age?
she was maybe 6,
Okay,
7.
so that's scary when they're that young too.
Young age.
And then, do you have like a funny memory with any of the kids?
Oh gosh.
I know it's a lot to think of.
Yeah. Well, I know we were driving up to Home City from here. Jill was little, I don't know, maybe 3, 4 years old. And they were building 94. And I happened to look back, and here she was sitting outside the window.
Oh my God.
And she said, "Mommy, a truck." And she meant truck.
So like her.
But I didn't dare yell at her because I figured she'd, drop her hands
and let
fall
go.
out. So I just slowly turned around. I put my hand on her knee, and I said, "Would you please come back in the car?" She came back in, and then I would only let them put the door down so far.
Yeah. That's why they have child locks now, and the door only, or
Right.
the window only goes down.
No, they didn't have that back then.
That's funny. So was it like her butt out the window?
Yeah. And her head. I mean, from the only thing in the car were her legs and her hands holding on to
That's terrifying.
the window or the door frame.
So that's good that you were calm because I probably would have been like, ah! Like freaked him out.
Well, I figured if I yelled at her,
She'd
let go.
freak out, yeah.
And I didn't want that, so, but I just slowly turned around, told her to be back in the car.
That's funny. Did Dean do anything like naughty like that, or was he like a good kid?
Well, after the divorce, and we were living on Independence down in New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
They were rebuilding County Road 18,
Mm-hmm.
and he had met a boy in the apartment building down from us, and I came home from work, and he wasn't around, and I asked the girls, well, they didn't know, and then the lady down at this other building that knew where Dean was from,
Mm-hmm.
she came over and asked me where the kids were. I says, I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
And we called the police.
Yeah.
And of course, just after the police came, here the two boys come home, laughing and having a great time.
Yeah.
They'd been over at the park.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
But Dean had told me he was going over to this boy, and that boy had told his mom he was coming over to our house.
Mm-hmm.
So then they went to the playgrounds instead.
Mm-hmm.
Not very happy.
No, I wouldn't be either. I mean, it's innocent enough when but like you don't think about, oh my god, my mom doesn't know where I am. That's funny.
And Susan was always very quiet.
Was she?
She never wanted to be the center of attention.
I've only met her like a couple times. I don't really know your side as well because we're all kind of scattered everywhere. So.
Yeah.
And then, can you just say like your grandchildren's names just so they can like hear your voice saying it?
Well, there's Jill,
Mm-hmm.
not Jill,
Nikki.
Nikki, Dylan, and I count Heather as a grand,
For sure.
and then Nicholas.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Lynn's side, there would be 6 more.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Len's whole side of the family. That's
There's,
crazy.
let's see, Lori had Christine, Kyle, and Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
Eva didn't have any kids. Carla had Courtney and Kara, and then Bunny or Barbara had just AJ.
Okay. Yeah, I totally forgot about that whole other side.
Yeah.
Where did you and Len meet? I don't think I asked that question. Or like, how did you guys meet?
In a bar on
course.
Halloween night
Oh yeah, you did say Halloween. Yeah.
of 1980.
What was he dressed as? Do you remember?
No, he
No.
just got off work.
Oh, okay. What were you dressed as?
Well, I had just had 12 hours of work,
Oh, okay.
and I didn't want to go home and have more kids knocking on the door.
Mm-hmm.
So I went into this bar, and a friend of mine says, come on, Joyce, have a canooper.
What's that?
And it's a drink.
Oh, okay.
Just instead of a drink, you say canooper.
Oh, never heard
This
of it.
is, I don't know what country it comes from. But I had 1 or 2 with him.
Mm-hmm.
And Len walked in and he said, Joyce, I want you to meet this guy. And he's divorced.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay. So I talked to him for just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next week I had surgery on my knee. And Jill, Susan, Dean, and Nikki were all there. And I saw this guy walk off the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
And he had on a brown leather jacket, looked really dressed up. And he was carrying a Bachman's bag.
Cute.
And he came into my room, and I thought, who in the heck is that? He hasn't visited the other person in my room.
Mm-hmm.
Then he started talking, and I knew who it was.
Mm-hmm.
I did not.
But he
recognize
remembered
him.
your surgery and everything? Or
Well, this was a day or 2 after my surgery.
that's
See,
really
back
cute.
then they kept you in the hospital for
Yeah,
a week
for-
after.
For sure. Now they don't have room, so they just kick you out.
Right.
That's funny that he like actually came and surprised you. So like, was it just kind of after that you guys just started dating?
Yeah.
Or that's cute. And then did you guys ever get married? Or you
Yes.
did? Yes, because your last name's Krause.
And
How'd that go?
is it August or September? September, I think,
Okay.
of '84.
Is it the 28th? No.
No,
No.
I don't remember.
You remember the month of
He said we had to do it before deer hunting season. And he said if we're gonna do it, I suppose we better go and talk to that damn Swede, the minister of the church I was going to.
So was it in a church?
So we did.
Was it in the church? Like, was it an actual like ceremony, or was
Yeah.
it? Yep, that's cute.
Just our family
Yeah.
were at the ceremony, and then we had a reception at the house, pig roast
Oh.
at the house afterwards.
Sounds fun. How old were the kids then? They probably like in their teens, or were they younger?
Oh no. Let's see, I was 48. So Jill was what'd she be? Were they 16, 18, 20?
So
Something
yeah,
like
late
that.
teens probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then this is a question for Dylan. What was your first car? Since he's a car guy.
My first car was a, they don't make them anymore.
Yeah.
It was a station wagon, Studebaker,
Oh,
I think
cool.
it was.
I've heard of those. Those are.
Something like that.
Mhm. Was it where the seat was backwards in the back, or no? I don't know much about cars.
No, I don't think so.
No.
But we would lay down all the seats and put a crib mattress in there, or a single bed mattress in there, and that's what the kids would, they'd play back there wherever we were going. No
That's
child restraints then.
No. That's how Jill got her butt out the window.
Yeah.
That's funny. And then, did you get into like any trouble ever, like with the law, or were you kind of a good
No.
kid? No.
I got stopped once for speeding,
Mhm.
and I deserved it.
It happens.
So, but that's the only traffic thing I've ever gotten.
Wow, just one. Did you actually get a ticket? I'm assuming then, or did they just give you a warning?
No, they gave me a ticket
Okay.
because I was working at TCF down on Lake Street on Minnehaha, or there was a new Target there, and we had our office in there.
Inside the Target. So yeah, where did you work when you were raising the kids? Was that where?
Kids?
Yeah.
I started out at Midwest Federal,
Okay.
and I left there. I couldn't stand the manager,
Mhm.
so I left there, and then I was bowling, and I got in with some of the TCF gals from Robertsdale. So they said, we need help, come and apply for the job, so I did, and I started working there.
And how long did you work there for?
10 years as a teller and 2.5 years in the mortgage court.
Okay. So that ties in with you liking math. So that's cool that you actually kind of followed what you like to do. A lot of people don't like that. And then, did you travel a lot, or like what was your favorite place to go to?
Lynn and I traveled by car in all 48 of the lower
continent,
United
yeah.
States. And we always wanted to go to Hawaii and Alaska. Well, now I've been to Alaska last year. And I'm waiting for somebody to go with me to Hawaii.
That's a long flight.
So I could make
Yeah.
and
Make
then
the list.
I went to Norway, Sweden, and Denmark with my cousin. And then Lynn and I went to Switzerland, Austria, Germany. And then a distant relative of his was in France. So we went over there and spent about a week with him. And we took the fast train from Salzburg to Paris and had 2 days in Paris. Then we took this train down to this, he was a kid, I mean, his parents were younger than we were. And we took the train to him, and then we stayed with them a couple of days, and then he took us over to where his parents lived in Molsheim. Anyways, it was part of France or Germany, which
Okay.
they were, during the war, they were going back and forth. And he took us over there, and we got to see Len's grandparents' original birth certificates and marriage certificate.
That's cool.
And they made copies of them for us.
That's cool to be able to see that.
So I've been fortunate to go to 7 countries in Europe.
That's awesome. That's a bucket list for me for sure.
Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite vacation, or do you just love them all?
I just like them all.
They're all so different too. It's
Yeah.
hard to pick.
When you're going to all different places,
Mm-hmm.
and it was nice.
If there, so besides Hawaii, if there is there anywhere else that you would want to go that you haven't been to, or just Hawaii? Oh. I can edit it out.
I'll call you back. Okay? No, I think all the places, or what, I don't know what other country I'd like to go to, unless I went back to Sweden and visited all the relatives.
So are you the Swedish one in the family, I'm assuming? Because Dylan just got his ancestry back, and that's like what he is like almost pure Swedish.
Well, we're Scandinavian,
Okay.
you know, Norwegian and
Yep.
I think some Danish and
Okay.
I can't remember what all it was.
Because for Christmas we got the where you spit in the tube thingy.
Yeah,
And his was like majority Swedish and then Norwegian, and then it was just kind of like a European mutt. But it said like the story of how the ancestors came to fish and how they're all fishermen and lumber, and it was just cool to like see the story of,
yeah.
there was no like names or really anything, it was just like the history of those people.
What did he do it through?
Ancestry. My mom got them for all of us for Christmas, so
Oh.
this is just kind of
Because
cool.
that's interesting, because
Mhm.
my brother went through 23andMe,
Yep.
and we're pretty close to the same. So,
It's weird to like see even like siblings can be so different in the percentages. Like you think that
Yeah.
you get like a quarter from this parent, a quarter from like,
yeah.
but it's not like that. It's everybody's DNA is different.
Yeah.
So just how much of what parts are in you. And then, do you have any funny stories of the grandchildren at all, or?
Just Dylan that time when I picked him up and we were coming over here,
Mm-hmm.
and at that time crossing 169.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it had kind of like 2 dips in it
Oh,
for
jeez.
each lane, one going north and one
Yep.
south. And I slowed down and he said, "Grandma, go faster." I said, "Doesn't that tickle your tongue?" "No, Grandma, go faster."
You love.
And he kept saying it.
Yeah.
So the second one I went a little faster and I said, "Doesn't that tickle your tongue?"
Mm-mm. How old was he for that?
Oh, I suppose maybe 2,
Aw, that's cute. Dylan loves cars and driving fast.
but he just, yeah, he just wanted me to go faster.
That's cute.
And then with Heather, she didn't want to do too much with Len. He was just too big and loud for her.
Yeah.
But we had the pond behind our house,
Mm-hmm.
and she was walking too close to the edge of the pond.
Mm-hmm.
She fell in, and he picked her up, and she hung onto him. She put her arms around his neck and would not let him go.
Cute.
And then she was okay with him after that.
Yeah. He's
But I took her whatever clothes she had on, and I think I soaked them 3 times, and they still weren't really clean.
Yeah.
But because that muck.
Mm-hmm. Just checking our time. Okay. And then, since we're just talking about grandchildren, this was Heather's question. It's just, what's your dream for your grandchildren? Like any life advice and like how to live your best life, kind of.
I just wish them all happiness.
Do you think it's important to like travel and make time?
Oh, yes. And read books.
Oh, that's a good one.
Read books. I have read so many books, and it's just because you can go to these different places, and then in your mind you can make your own way how they look.
I like that a lot, actually.
You know, and it's, to me, books are very important.
It's a way to escape and just be still too.
Yeah.
Like I used to read all the time. I don't anymore. I should. And then I think that was kind of it for the question. Oh, what was the most romantic thing Len ever did for you?
I think it was the year down in Texas for Valentine's Day. He and this guy, both of them went and bought roses and brought them home. But at that time we had a table back in the corner, kind of in the living room. And I came home, you know, and then Clancy said, well, Joyce, what did you think of the roses? I says, I didn't even look, because I didn't expect them.
Yeah, that's funny.
So then when I got home, I had to go take them off that table down in the back corner and bring them out to the table by the window.
That's cute. I like that. Okay. Do you want to say anything to like close it?
Len never proposed either.
Oh, he didn't?
No.
It was just kind of like a...
Well, it was Christmas, and they brought me this box that was about this square and maybe this high. And he said, well, look in there. And I said, oh, newspaper, just what I needed. He says, no, dig deeper.
Yeah.
So then I found a piece of lead.
Oh.
And I picked it up and I said, oh, a piece of lead, isn't that great? I really need that. He says, dig again. Then I came up with the box.
Yeah.
And I had no idea I was getting it.
So that's a proposal. That's cute.
Yeah.
I like that. Because then how long did it take you and Len to get married after you met? I didn't ask that question yet.
Let's see. I think we were engaged for a year and a half, almost 2 years.
Was that too long for you, or was it?
No, it was fine.
So I'm getting antsy now. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fine with me.
That's cool.
Now we got married in the church down here.
And then, anything else you want to add? Just kind of like to close. Can you just say I love you or something to your
We
kids?
had 32 years together. Well, 36 really, because we were together, you know, 4 years before we got
that.
married.
Yeah.
But I love all my kids and in-laws and grandkids and great-grandkids and everything.
Yep.
They really meant a lot to me these last few years.
Yeah.
Like when Len was sick and then after he passed away. I would have been lost without kids around.
For sure. You need that family unity.
Yeah.
That's
They
cute.
were great.
Good. Okay. Anything else before I? No.
That's it.
Okay. Let's